Today it was announced that Elon Musk is again the world's richest man. Now, I thought to make a video about this, about the nature of wealth in the United States in the 21st century. Let's be clear. Whatever the number is, I didn't read the number, 200 billion. Elon Musk does not have $200 billion in cash. He has 200 billion in stock, which is on paper, which is generally illiquid to the extent that he could never ever realize $200 billion worth of cash. And the same with Bill Gates, and the same with Jeff Bezos. In fact, Elon Musk, in a trial a few years ago, revealed that he generally has about 60, 70, $100 million on hand. Now, of course, that's a lot of money, but it's not. He's not a billionaire, other than being a billionaire on paper. So I want to just compare the wealth of those in the 21st century with the actual wealth of people in the past. When hold on, let me look at my notes here. Andrew Carnegie, U.S. Steel founder, when he died, he had $600 million in cash, not U.S. Treasury debt, cash in J.P. Morgan's bank or in an affiliated bank. Today, that $600 million would be worth $11 billion in cash. So that was not in stock holdings. That was in real money that he could take right out of the bank and do whatever he wanted with it. And in fact, he did, giving half of it away, and he built most of the early libraries you see in this country. And if we go back even a little further to Cornelius Vanderbilt, the founder of the railroad baron, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When he died in 1877, he had $100 million in real money in the bank, which would be worth today $3 billion in cash. Again, more than any of these people have today in cash. If we look at in 2019, for example, you could look at Ross Perot. There is a bit of a comparison there because his wealth when he passed away was $3 billion. He didn't keep it all in cash, but 75% of it was in U.S. Treasury debt. He never invested in the stock market. All his money was in liquid treasuries. And lastly, let's look at the Rockefellers. When they died, when John D. Rockefeller died, he had just under $1 billion in, again, cash. And that today would be worth $23.5 billion in cash. Not in stock, not in treasury debt, not in anything. So you've probably heard the expression that cash is king. Well, it truly is. Any any wealth that is assumed and presumed to exist based on what someone else believes it's worth, as in the case of, let's say, Elon Musk and his Tesla stock, is not wealth at all. Because Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, they could never, ever realize their wealth. And for a moment, let's talk about the power that these previous men had. I'm just going to leave out Ross Perot. The power that these men had, Rockefeller, Carnegie, Vanderbilt, outstrips anything that these people today think they have in terms of power. Vanderbilt built the railroads. Carnegie built the steel industry. Rockefeller built the oil industry. What has, for instance, Jeff Bezos built? A website. What has Elon Musk built? Well, he didn't invent Tesla. He stole it from the founders. He was a Series A investor. So these men, their wealth is as illusory as most of what goes on in America today. It's not real. So at any given time, any of these people I mentioned, except for Ross Perot and the others who are passed away, Bezos, Gates, and Musk, they at any given time have $200 or $300 million, even less, on hand, and that is mainly to fund their ongoing whatever lifestyle. So these are not wealthy men. They're wealthy men on paper, but they pale in comparison to people like the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, and the Carnegies.